All right, here we go. One more time.
How are you doing?
Great.
Okay, yeah, my name is Jay.
My name is Charlotte.
And today we're discussing accent reduction tips.
Yeah, how should we go about this? Because we've already done the audio portion of today. So
consonants and vowels. I would add some more things that I always tell my students.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing is syllabification. Mm-hmm. I think it should be taught in Russia. So when you study English, you should be aware of the fact that we have different syllables in English. All syllables in English end up in a vowel sound. Which means that, for example,
what about Charlotte?
Yeah, like Charlotte. Again, yeah, Charlotte. Charlotte. If you want to pronounce your final t, yeah, again it will be a final t.
Yeah, we usually do it 2 syllables. Okay.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, Charlotte. If you pronounce your t like put. Yeah, put. The t is the second syllable actually. Put. Yeah, it's not put like in Russian. In Russian it's put. In English it's put.
You're separate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Forget. Yeah. It's never fog. It. Yeah. It's
forget.
Yeah. So it's 2 syllables, and you should end in a vowel. And the final consonant of the previous syllable goes to the next syllable. Mm-hmm. And if the next syllable starts with a vowel, it's no problem because you can easily pronounce it. But if it starts with a consonant, you should be aware of the fact that this consonant, which already existed in the next syllable, should be more prominent.
Elegant. It's the only word I can think of right now.
Yeah, prominent, more well pronounced. Well, the one that comes from the previous syllable can merge with it, and sometimes it can be even dropped. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, yeah, so I think this one, cupboard, yeah? Cupboard, yeah? So this p is not pronounced. Why? Because we have this b. And syllabification is clearly, or another one would be, can you think of?
Well, I was just thinking about cupboard. I mean, like even in general, that word.
Yeah, because we normally have such syllables.
Yeah, even when you divide it up, cupboard.
Yes. And but p goes with b, and you should pronounce b properly.
Yeah. I always think of it as like a silent P even, but yeah, no, we're not talking about
I think it's about syllabification, and there are plenty of
like as in a word that.
Can you think of like two voiceless or a voiceless and a voice consonant?
Hold on. I'm trying to look at objects in this room. CD player, laptop. I don't know. Does that count?
Yeah, so for example, laptop. So in order to pronounce it properly, you should pronounce t properly, top. What about your final p? While it's pronounced in a different position, it turns into a glottal stop instead, produced by your lips. Laptop. Mm-hmm. So you will not try to pronounce it, to overpronounce it. You don't want to overpronounce it. The main consonant is the consonant in the next syllable. While the previous consonant goes to the next syllable, it loses part of its prominence. So this is the main thing. And when I recall some more examples, I will tell you. But yeah, let's discuss. Any other tips?
Well, I actually wanted to ask about
you can ask me.
The way phonics is taught, because again, I was kind of giving examples from some of my lessons in the audio portion, and I have 2 elementary students who do struggle a lot with with pronunciation. They're like native Russians, both of them. I don't know, they live in Israel. I don't know if that makes a difference because they're also learning Hebrew. But their problem is just like reading words in itself. Of course, we're talking about more like a basic level. So one of them yesterday read, oh God, she misread something as the word concerts, but it was something like country. That's it, countries. Mm-hmm. She misread the word countries as concerts.
Mm.
And when we first started working together, my manager was like, these two need phonics practice. And I was like, okay, they're like grown women who are older than me. Curious to see kind of what the issue is here. But actually it was true that they were not really able to pass out sounds from spelling. And obviously English is a little less consistent than most languages when it comes to like the way a word is spelled and the way it's pronounced, but not to that extent really. I mean, like, what do you think the problem is there with that, with like reading words out loud?
Yeah, I think that they should practice reading out loud. Very few people like to read something aloud. Or even to practice their language aloud. So they usually browse some books or sites and they think it's enough. So I always try to practice my languages aloud.
So just reading,
So just
even
read it aloud.
Even by yourself.
Even by yourself. So I remember when I was in Eastbourne, after our lessons of English, I would repeat over and over again the same phrases I heard from my English teachers, native English teachers. And my fellow students would ask me, like, why do you keep saying such things? Oh, the lesson is over. They wouldn't understand. They wouldn't understand that the thing was, I wanted to sound natural. I wanted to sound proper English. I needed more practice, and that's why keep practicing, keep pronouncing everything aloud. Even if you think that you pronounce everything correctly, you can record yourself. So this is the second tip. The first one was to mind syllabification. The second is
shadowing, I suppose, in a way.
Shadowing, yeah.
Like with books, there are audiobooks you can follow along with, which I think is actually a very good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is something we were talking about on Tuesday, which of course, as I mentioned earlier, kind of, we had a bit of a chaotic day, so we didn't release what we made then, but we were discussing shadowing then.
Shadowing is important, yeah. I think everyone knows. Yeah, one more tip used by some non-native English teachers mostly is that they try and record videos stuttering, whispering. Because when you whisper or when you have some background music will hide your accent. But the thing is, it will not improve your accent. It will simply hide it.
Right. Yeah.
So
talked about
you don't want to do that. I want to address all my watchers and all my subscribers, Russian English teachers. If you try to sound proper English, you don't want to hide your accent. You should get rid of it. You should reduce it first and then get rid of it. Because by adding background music, by starting to whisper instead of pronouncing everything, you will simply hide it.
Yeah, again, today I think most of the people who like watch or listen to this are probably far enough to not be making these very basic mistakes, but you never know. I mean, like, even I have students at higher levels who are still making them. But I just wanted to fully agree with that advice. Basically, essentially, it boils down to making mistakes is a good idea for the obvious reason.
Yeah. Learn from your mistakes. Don't be afraid to make them first, aloud. Don't hide them.
Speak loudly.
Speak loudly, yeah. Maybe exaggerate a little bit, but then you can reduce the volume.
That's actually a very good tactic.
It's like playing musical instruments. First, go for it. Exaggerate it. Play staccato, and then when you are ready, you can just go smoothly.
Yeah, absolutely. Try and go beyond that boundary, even if it's not quite right, and then you can kind of tone it back. Yeah, I do think there are some people, especially language learners, I know this was me when I was learning languages at school, like, I would speak so quietly, and it was just at the point where, and I actually have to do this as a teacher now as well, I have to say to people, like, I literally cannot hear what you're saying to me.
Like, speak up.
Yeah, and I have problems with my hearing anyway, but, but just, the first step is, I guess, making sure that you are able to be heard. Communicate, and work back from there. Like, don't worry about everything being perfect. Like, I don't really speak Russian very often on here, but if you listen to the audio, you can hear me say a couple of words, and You know, there are lots of sounds that I myself struggle with. We're all here to help each other, let's put it that way, and we all can. And I think we should take advantage of that. I know I don't enough, so maybe whoever's listening to this will.
I can think of one more tip, that is, if you'd like to sound more British, in particular British, not just English, but British, you can find some interviews of native English teachers or just native English speakers, interviews in Russian. And listen to their accent, to their English accent in their Russian, and think of some differences, of some sounds or of some tones they mispronounce.
Looking at the gap.
And make your Russian, for practice sake, more English, and then add those features to your English.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very
interesting. Yeah,
anyone you can think of? You can get me to do that.
Yes, I think we can.
I can speak a bit of Russian if you like.
Or we can share a link or a YouTube link with you giving an interview, if you don't mind.
Like the one I already have. That one, but okay.
Yeah, you have an interview in Russian. It's for teaching. It's not for criticizing, mind you.
I don't care anyway.
It's for teaching purposes, to learn from some features of an English accent in Charlotte's Russian, and to make your Russian sounds more English first, and then make your English sounds more proper English.
So if you can find that, you're more than welcome to. I don't even know if I have the link to that.
If you are a male subscriber, Charlotte's interlocutor is also a male native English speaker. So you can imitate either what's his name? Will or Charlotte, up to you.
Very interesting idea. I actually think that is a very good idea.
Yeah.
Actually, and
the third idea, the next step would be to simply parrot your native English speaker or the one whom you trust. For example, I tell my students, go find a native speaker, but during the lesson, just keep imitating me, keep parroting me, because that will definitely improve your English. That will improve your accent. Just do not try to sound neutral. Do not neutralize your accent by simply trying to hide it, but imitate me, exaggerate me. Try to sound exactly like I sound.
Yeah, interesting. There must be a psychological aspect if you feel comfortable like doing that with someone, because you're not going to just do it to like a rando. I actually wanted to ask you before we finish up, speaking of foreigners speaking Russian, especially native English speakers, can you think of any others, like celebrities who have
what's his name? Harry Potter.
Oh, Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah. He has an interview in Russian. A short interview in Russian.
Did we ever watch that? I don't know if we did.
I don't know. I remember there was an interview on VK, Vkontakte. It was Daniel Radcliffe in Russian, something like this. If you can find it, just listen to his Russian, English, Russian. Yeah, so this mixture of accents.
Maybe an odd choice. I'll explain why. There's also a singer, Regina Spektor. She is actually Russian, but she moved to the US when she was 8. She still speaks Russian. You'll have to be the judge of how good it is. To me, it sounds great, but her accent is very strange. I think she probably sounds more American than Russian.
No, we don't want to sound like that. We don't want to sound like American. No.
Okay.
We have some American subscribers, or at least some American comments in our Telegram group. But yeah.
Well, there we go.
So be aware of your mistakes. Don't be afraid of them. Learn from them. Ask. And the final tip is, when you're ready, when you think your English is perfect, turn to a native speaker. And ask for a very rough and tough feedback, and you will hear that you will still have a very long way to go.
You can always ask me.
Yeah, you can always ask Charlotte or someone else.
Yeah. Okay.
So have a good one. Cheers.
Bye.
Enjoy your English.